Welcome to TheBoneBunker. Today is the first episode of a series of videos about orchestral excerpts. But first of all, I would like to apologize. English is not my first language, it's not even my second one. I will try to be as clear as possible and I hope you will understand what I say. In the next videos, I will take each time one excerpt and work on it. But for this episode 0, I will give you 3 tips that everybody should know before preparing orchestral excerpts. Let us start with the first tip. This one is the most obvious and the most important of this video. If you want to be chosen as the new member of the orchestra you're auditioning for, the last feeling you want to give is that you don't know the music you are playing. To avoid that, you should care about 2 things: the aesthetic and the context. Obviously, you don't play Ravel the way you play Mahler, and you don't play Stravinsky the way you play Wagner. It takes a lot of time, a lot of listening, a lot of thinking, just to get quite a good idea of the aesthetic of a composer. Listen to different versions of the same piece and listen to other works of the same composer. What I meant when I spoke about context is that, not unlike any piece of chamber music, you should always know what the other instruments are playing at the same time. You are just playing a few bars, but you should know what comes before and what comes after. All of this combined make really the difference between the people who are just playing notes and people who really care about the music they are playing. When you play in an orchestra, you don't get to choose a tempo. It is not expected of you to be creative on this point. There are some risks that you should take in an audition, but playing in a weird tempo is not one of them. Adapt a little bit your tempo to the country and the orchestra you are playing for. For example, it is very possible that you should play Wilhelm Tell a little bit faster in Italy than you would in Germany. Here's a question you want to ask yourself. Why do the people judging my performance want to listen to this particular excerpt? Sometimes it is very obvious. If you play the bolero, it is quite clear that you should show a beautiful high register and some nice phrasing. But to take another example, if you play the first Schumann part of a choral like First Symphony of Brahms or Second Symphony of Mahler, the other trombonists of the group are going to imagine themselves playing with you, and you should maybe care a little bit more about leadership and clarity in the timing. That's all for today. In the next episode we're gonna start with a big one, the Bolero of Ravel. Feel free to share this video, subscribe to the channel if you liked it, and I see you in the Bone Bunker.